Standing in my house in the morning again, waiting for a vehicle to take me to the airport so we can buy another car again. The year's not over quite yet, and we're trying to squeeze one more purchase into this year. And the story behind this one is a little bit funny as to how this one happened because I wasn't planning on buying anything anytime soon here. But when the right car pops up at the right place, if you're me, sometimes that means flying across the country, picking it up, and bringing it back. So that's what we're doing right now. We're about to head over to the airport, hop on a flight, head down south, grab the car, and start making our way back. So once I've got the car and I'm on my way back, if I got the car, I will go ahead and update you guys then. If you guys are into cars, you already know what you're looking at. This is the interior of an NB Miata. Now, for those of you who are personal friends with me and know that last time I had a Corvette, I sold it, I ended up buying an NA Miata. I think it's really funny, I sold my Corvette and I ended up in an NB Miata. So what happened was I was actually not even in the market for one of these cars, but on the Facebook Marketplace, I saw locally to me somebody was selling an NB Miata for a pretty good price, and it was an NB2, so it was a facelift one, a 2001 and newer, and the car was really low miles. It had like 64,000 miles. It was local to me, it looked clean, and me and the seller agreed on a pretty good price, and it was a really good price, like suspect cheap. The seller ultimately ended up flaking on me, and I think they ended up selling it to somebody else for a better price than what they were gonna sell it to me for, like more money, which all power to you, but dude, like come clean and tell me. But as you guys know, once the seed's been planted for a certain car, you gotta get that car. So rather than like just buying one locally, I live in the Midwest, Chicagoland area, most of these are clap traps and rotted out and they want $10,000 for them. I said, hey, since I'm already in the market for an NB Miata, let's see if we can find something decent. So the one that I was originally looking at was non-LSD, it was a 5-speed, no power locks, anything like that. I ended up finding something with more miles. This is a 2002, so it's a year newer, it has 120,000 miles, but this thing is fully spec'd as far as an NB goes. It's got the 6-speed trans, it's got an LSD in it, power locks, power windows, it's got ABS, it's got the hard S suspension package, so it's got chassis bracing, it's got the strut tower bar, it's got the Bilstein shocks. This thing is super nicely equipped, and it's just a little bit more miles, but it's pretty clean. I won't lie, the frame rails are pretty spotless. There is a little bit of rust on the car, but it's not from salt. It's from the convertible drain rails being clogged, water getting in, building up, so it's got a little bit of rust on the rear rocker panels, kind of behind the doors there. Nothing major. I could replace those if I really wanted to. I may or may not, we'll see. But the car's been awesome so far. It's been actually kind of swapped over 90% of the way in the interior to a black interior. It doesn't have the black door panels as you can see here, but I'll show you just in a second here. We've got a black dash, black seats that have been rewrapped. We've got a modern Android Auto head unit here, so I've got my phone plugged in. That's super nice there. I was talking there. I got Bluetooth and everything like that. And it's a pretty nice example of car. The tan door panels definitely do look funny in a car with an otherwise all black interior. Steering wheel's shot, you know, you can see here we got some tape on it. Again, the car is not perfect. I didn't pay perfect Miata price for one of these. I didn't want to, you know, I wanted a car that I could enjoy and drive and not feel bad about, you know, being in the rain or getting a door ding or something like that. And this car is going to serve that purpose very, very well. It's funny, this car actually comes on RPF1 wheels, so the car looks very, very nice. I'm excited about that, and next time we stop, I'll probably give you guys a little walk around, just show you what the car looked like. But yeah, we're coming back down the highway. We got about 4 hours and 30 minutes coming back from Louisville, Kentucky, back to the Chicagoland suburbs. And super excited to have this car. I did really enjoy my NA, and I don't own the same car twice. It's something I don't typically do, so I figured I'd get an NB, and I really like the facelift of the NB2. It's a little bit more aggressive. You've got the projector headlights, a few things like that there, so that's kind of where we are with it. I don't know if I will or won't check in with you guys on the rest of this drive. It's real boring. There's really not anything to see. I'm hoping the drive is anticlimactic. I'm not wanting any kind of roadside breakdowns here. We're on summer tires. It's 50 degrees here, but by the time we get home, it's going to be about 15 degrees, so that's going to suck to be in summer tires in Illinois when we get back up there. But yeah, we got a lot of spare parts with the car from the interior swaps, a lot of the original panels, just spare bolts and things like that. Car's got a brand new top on it, which is really nice. If the seller ends up watching this somehow, props to you, dude. You made this transaction awesome. Dude picked me up from the airport, let me drive the car around a Kirby Forest Preserve down there. It was a real good experience buying this car. I've got nothing to complain about. So now we're just gonna truck it, make the most out of the daylight that we've got here. We are in Eastern time right now, and I think somewhere through mid-Indiana we'll swap back over to Central time. But yeah, we're just gonna cruise. It's not nearly as loud as I expected it to be for a convertible doing 75 miles an hour. But yeah, thanks for checking this one out. I'm stoked. We're gonna have some Miata content in the future. I'd like to just do like a grip setup and do like a road course, do a autocross with the car. It's what they're meant to do, you know. With this Bilstein suspension, the car is kind of that nice balance right now of firm but not too stiff. You know, that's neither here nor there. We're gonna continue driving the car, and I will check in back with you guys later on. So it had been a couple days now since I've actually got the car and brought it home, and the only issue that we did have was a terribly bent wheel on the driver's side front, and I'll throw in a picture of that now. We were about 200 miles from home, just south of Lafayette, Indiana on I-65, when we had this horrible pavement expansion between the highway itself and a bridge. There was like this much worth of no pavement between all of it, and I saw like 3 to 5 cars pulled over immediately after with flat tires and bent wheels. Luckily I got away with just a bent wheel. I was able to make the rest of the drive home. It didn't leak air or anything like that miraculously, so we're already one new wheel into this car. I was able to go ahead and source a new RPF one online, was able to get the tire swapped over. That was still good, and everything is good to go there. So we've got a new RPF one here, but this is the car. So in the previous clips I didn't show it to you guys. I'm going to show you, this is pretty much what it looks like here from the outside. I would say it's pretty presentable for a 2002 with 120,000 miles here. You can see it's in a pretty neat blue color. It's got a brand new top on it. It's got the dual exit Cobalt style exhaust here, and since this is a higher spec car, it's got the wing on it, which is pretty cool. It's got the rear spats on it, which is pretty cool. But the body of the car is in pretty nice shape. I definitely think parts of it have been repainted at one point or another. There's some clear coat failure, some flaking on the bumper, a little bit of damage there, but overall nothing too bad. I did polish the headlights out and ceramic coat them, so they do look a lot better than they did when I first bought the car. But even the bumper's not too bad. Tires are in really nice shape. Unfortunately, it's on summer tires and it's winter time here now, but just kind of here's the driver's side of the car as well. I really do like the way these RPF ones look on the car. It's a sharp look. And then on the inside here, this is what I wanted to show you. You can see we've got pretty much brand new black leather seats and a full black interior swap minus these door cards here. So just wanted to kind of show you guys all what that looked like. Overall, pretty excited about it. Can't wait to check the car out and really get some miles on it. Later on this week, we are going to be doing a little bit of maintenance on it. We'll throw it up on the jacks, see what it needs underneath. As far as my overall plans with the vehicle go, I'm not entirely sure yet. I think this vehicle would make a really great autocross or kind of road course vehicle. Biggest reason with that being is this does have the hard S suspension package, so it's got Bilstein dampers, a strut tower brace, chassis bracing, and thicker sway bars all the way around. So this one was kind of more set up from the factory to be something that you can enjoy, you know, on the road in spirited driving and kind of on a track here. Something neat about this car too is it does have the LSD, so the limited slip rear differential, as well as the 6-speed transmission. So this car, like I was saying, being an LS or a club spec or whatever it is pretty nicely optioned, and it should be a very, very fun car to enjoy. So that's kind of what I've got planned with the car here. I want to do some spirited driving with it. Unfortunately, with it being the winter here right now, there isn't going to be a whole ton that we can do with the car other than get it maintained and ready for the year to go. With already pulling that wheel off here, I did already get a good chance to check out the brakes. The brakes are in pretty nice shape. The underbody of this car, I'll throw up a picture of for you now, is insanely clean. So really any kind of corrosive damage that's on the car was caused by the convertible drain rails being clogged. And if you guys don't know these cars, water pretty much goes down here in between this drain rail and then drains out through the bottom of this quarter panel. And what happens with these cars is when you don't clean that drain rail often enough, water and mud and debris sits right up in there in the quarter panel and rots it from the inside out. Another common area of corrosion on these cars is right behind the fender in here. You can take the 3 bolts off on the bottom, and I'll throw up another picture of that because I've done that already. And you pull out mud and leaves and everything, because same kind of thing, all your water that drains down through here pops out in a hole in the fender here, and then if it doesn't make it out down through there, it sits in there. So I've gone ahead and I've cleaned out the one side. Maybe I'll do it on video for you guys when we clean out the passenger side, because I haven't had a chance to do that yet. Once I get the car in the air again to do the oil change, I'll be up in this area here. I'll probably pull this wheel off, check out the brakes and everything on this side of the car. So that's something that I'll need to do, but I do want to clean the fenders, clean the car up real good. I've already actually gone ahead and washed the car, and I've topped it with a coating. It's just
I believe it's Adams H2O Garden Gloss. So I just wanted to give the car something, you know, so it's slick to the touch. Hit most of the car with a cleaner wax just to get any kind of water spots off of it, and it's presentable. You know, don't get me wrong, it's not a show car or anything like that, but for what I paid and the age of the car, it's not supposed to be. You know, like, I wanted something I could drive, park next to their cars and not feel bad about. I ceramic coated the window on this so that way the plastic doesn't go bad, and that way water falls right off of it, because nothing is worse than a convertible top on a Miata with a window that you can't see out of. The absolute worst. And then in the interior, I would like to probably source a set of Bose black door cards, just so that way the interior is fully converted over. But yeah, that's pretty much the 02 Mazda Miata that we impulsively bought because somebody locally backed out on us. So we flew to Kentucky, picked this bad boy up, drove it back, got it registered. It's all ours, it's all good to go. The only issue we had was bending a wheel, but we've got that taken care of since, and we are ready to rip. So if you guys are excited for this build, if you do have any questions about the build, go ahead and drop it in the comments down below. Really wanted to push this one and get it out for you guys before the end of the year, and that's where we are here. So we've got this video coming out to you guys here to close out 2021 with a Miata. This is Mike from the Focus Garage, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.